Hello, welcome to Dundrolls Podcast. I'm your host, Justin. So, today we're reviewing the second Harry Potter film, which we reviewed like 2 years ago. So I was a little lost in the beginning of this movie, so I went back and checked out my review. Probably should have described more of the events from the first movie in that review, but I guess I thought I was going to binge watch them all, so I did. Uh, yeah, so that was smart of me. So yeah, today I'm reviewing Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, which is directed by Chris Columbus, written by Steve Kloves, who I think co-wrote the last Fantastic Beasts movie. This movie stars Daniel Radcliffe as Harry Potter, Emma Watson as Hermione Granger, Rupert Grint as Ron Weasley, Kenneth Branagh as Gilderoy Lockhart, Bonnie Wright as Ginny Weasley, and Richard Harris as Professor Albus Dumbledore. And you also had Jason Issacs as Malfoy's dad, right? And obviously Robbie Coltrane as Hagrid. Hagrid. Sorry, yeah. So, I think I mentioned this was like my favorite movie of the Harry Potter films as when I was a kid, and the reasons I gave were very stupid. It was like, oh, because because spoiler alert, you had Harry Potter fight a giant snake at the end of the movie with a sword. So I'm like, yeah, this is my favorite. Oh, and it's funny because how I complained about the Fantastic Beasts movies and the themes of the movie were like, oh, the bad guys are evil Rossuses, right? And it's like, in this movie, the bad guys are also evil Rossuses. And I'm like, holy crap! I didn't remember that stuff. I didn't remember that stuff. I mean, I think in the last couple of films they did have that, but it's like, oh, I didn't know they had it this early on in the franchise, right? And it's funny because it's like there were a lot of stuff in the 90s to 2000s that had that, but I guess I didn't remember that stuff from this movie because it's like white on white racism. So it's like, oh, so it didn't stick, right? So I don't know, I could be wrong, right? But because I just thought, oh no, they hate Weasley and Hermione because they were pores. Because the evil Rosses are also super rich in the movie, right? For no reason. So yeah, the movie is about Harry Potter is going to go back to Hogwarts for his second year, right? Only to be warned in the beginning of the movie by a house elf named Dobby that there's a plot out there to kill him, right? And this house elf is really really annoying, does a bunch of stuff that gets Harry in trouble, almost gets him killed several times during the movie, right? So you would think Harry would hate the fucking house elf, right? There's a great scene where Harry gets rescued by Ron and his twin brothers, not his brothers who are twins, I should mention. Right, with they go to rescue him with a flying car, which later on in the film you find out is sentient, and goes to rescue Harry and Ron when they get attacked by a bunch of giant spiders in the Dark Forest, right? But yeah, so they show up to the well, there's a scene where they go before they go to school, where they stop at a bookstore, right, where they introduce Kenneth Branagh, right? Famous director Kenneth Branagh, who started off as an actor, who is this like celebrity author who's also like a wizard, right? And like right away they tell you this guy's a fame-hungry piece of shit, right? And that all of his so-called wizarding exploits is probably bullshit. Which I don't know why that was supposed to be, spoiler alert, why that was supposed to be a reveal. Like, that was supposed to be a big reveal at the end of the movie, where they came clean about that, when throughout the fucking movie they show you how much of an incompetent wizard he is. He gets his ass kicked in a fake duel with Snape, right? He tries to fix Harry's broken arm during the Quidditch match, and he turns his arm. He fixes Harry's broken arm by getting rid of the bones. So it's like, so yeah, so Harry had to go and regrow a new arm, right? It was like, what the fuck? But like, the main premise of the film, right, is that they're like students are getting petrified, right? And Harry Potter gets blamed for it because him and his friends found the blood-stained message on the wall, and they found Walter Frey's like petrified cat, right? Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention the scene there's a great scene in the bookstore where they introduce Jason Isaacs as Malfoy's dad, who immediately like shits on Ron and his dad for being poor, right? Then he shits on Hermione for having Muggle parents, right? And he shits on Harry, saying like oh that wizard mark, huh? That was left behind by a great wizard, like kind of dog whistling that he supports the dark wizards, right? Which you find out something at the end of the movie that makes you think, huh? Would he still support Voldemort if he knew Voldemort's secret? There's no way he didn't know because he had the book, right? Or maybe he didn't know. Who knows? Because the book appeared blank, right? But yeah. So yeah, sorry, I'm all over the place with this fucking review. Right, but yeah, the main premise of the film is that somebody opened the Chamber of Secrets, and there's a mysterious monster in the fucking school that was left there by one of the founders of the school called Slytherin, Serial Slytherin. I don't know. His last name was Syrian, right? Who left behind like a monster that would get rid of all the mudblood wizards, right? Which are mudbloods are people who are not purebloods, right? So, which is like, oh my god, a lot of racial undertones in the movie. Yeah, which is crazy stuff in the movie, right? Which later on in the movie you find out that Ron's family are purebloods, right? But the Malfoys still hate them because they're poor, and they like Ron's dad runs like a fucking museum of Muggle inventions, and he asks like there's a thing where like Ron's dad asks Harry what's a rubber ducky for, which is like, don't you guys live like in the I don't know, how does the Harry Potter world fucking work again? Like they have like separate spaces for the wizards, and I don't know. But sometimes they have to go through sections of the real world before they can get to the wizard world. Hence why they have cloaking devices on their flying cars or whatever the fuck. I don't know. I guess I need to read the books, right? which I tried to as a kid, and I was like, too much reading. Which, oh my god, I'm gonna, if I go and read those books, sorry, look up how like long those books are, I'm gonna feel like an asshole, like a retard for not. You couldn't read like, what's, how long? Let's look up the first Harry Potter book. Book 1. I'm gonna see the length. How many? They don't show how many pages. Do they actually show the pages? Page count. This is a podcast, by the way. That means I'm gonna rumble on about random bullshit. Oh, it's like 336. Okay, so it's not exact. It's, you know, longer than a light novel. Okay, so not gonna give my 8-year-old self too much shit. Right, but it's it's just like, yeah, I need to check out the books, I guess. But yeah, the premise of the movie is pretty good because it's like, oh, you have a murder mystery, right? You have a murder mystery, like Harry Potter is getting, you know, is being suspected of being the heir of Slytherin because, which is what the message was, like the Chamber of Secrets is open and the heir of Slytherin's here or whatever. Beware the heir of Slytherin, which everybody thinks is Harry Potter because Harry Potter can speak snake and only like people. Only parcel tongues can, like, you know, speak snake, which is like only, like, you know, I guess only people of the Slytherin, even though they didn't say people of the Slytherin line directly, can use our parcel tongues. People suspect, you know, Harry, right? Because it's extremely rare, right? There is a thing. I don't know. The movie. I like the movie, but there's a lot of shit that, you know, could have been avoided if fucking Harry had just fessed up to Dumbledore and told him everything, right? Because, like, there's a point where they figure out, because, like, I don't know, it's like because they figure out it's a basilisk, and, you know, he can hear, you know, that voice, he can hear that before, like, the attacks happened, that was the snake, right? So they could have just went to Dumbledore, right? Or if they had went to, like, like a teacher or something and asked him, hey, who's this Tom Riddle guy? Is he trustworthy? Oh my god, because he gets a magic book of a diary that he can talk to, and it immediately accuses Hagrid of being the heir of Slytherin. Which I thought somebody told me Hagrid couldn't use magic, but apparently he was a student at the school and he had a wand, right? And apparently was expelled, and that's why he doesn't have a wand anymore. What the fuck? Oh my god, that's okay. I thought he was a muggle. Oh my god, I guess not. Right? Wasn't it Johanna who said that in their Hack the Movies review? Oh my god, the first movie? I don't know. Overall, yeah, the movie, it's the thing where, like, a lot of shit in the movie does not make sense, but when you think, oh, these are dumb kids, then it's like, oh yeah, that explains the, you know, that explains it. But it's like, there's a lot of shit in the movie where it's like, why are these are kids? And we're just fine with them putting themselves in danger and, like, solving solving our problems. Like, Dumbledore is like one of the, you kind of like one. You can kind of sympathize with the villains. We're like, yeah, Dumbledore is one of the worst teachers. Because, like, he could have just, like, we have let Harry and his friends solve deal with the basilisk. I'll just have my pet bird sent him a sword. Oh my god, what the fuck? Yeah. Yeah. That was dumb. But overall, I enjoyed the movie, and as a kids movie, it was entertaining. I liked some of the practical effects because there was bad CGI, but there was also some they would use practical effects at certain points in the movie, like the Basilic's head at some point was a practical effect, and they had like a practical effect of the Phoenix, right, called Fox, right. So overall, I enjoyed the movie, 7 out of 10, but there was some dumb shit. Yeah. I'm probably going to review the third film soon, so look forward to that. Peace.